Welcome everyone to our podcast. Today we have Murugesh. Right now he is doing his PhD in Professor Harald Oberhofer's lab and University of Bayreuth, Germany. He did his master's and bachelor's from MS University in Tamil Nadu, and I'm really happy to have him on board because he is someone who is a very good example of how to move from a university in Tamil where we are always speaking what we want. We were in NITs, you were in IITs, you were doing this, you were doing that, to getting a PhD in Germany under such a prestigious institution and such a prestigious lab. So, welcome, Murugesh, to our podcast. Um, I would really like to know how you started your bachelor's, your master's first, so that the audience have the understanding of how to start, where did you started, and where did you land up, right? So,
Mm. And thank you for inviting me to this podcast. My name is Murugesh. I'm from India. I have completed my master's in Manonmuniam Sundara University in Tamil Nadu. Currently, I am doing my PhD at the University of Bayreuth. My PhD work is focused on predicting the stability of lithium-ion batteries using DFT calculations. Uh,
So you were doing your
mm,
bachelor's and
uh, wha-
master's
wha-
in
wha-
physics, right? And then you
yes,
pivoted
yes.
to theoretical physics. So were you
Ah.
already a theoretical physicist before? Like, were your thesis based on the similar work that you're doing now?
During my bachelor's project, I got some experience in DFT, and after that,
Mm-hmm.
during my bachelor's project, I was worked in a Indo-Norway project. There, I
Mm-hmm.
got some basic knowledge about DFT. Then,
Mm-hmm.
in my first year of masters, I got selected as a summer research fellow by Indian Academy of Sciences. In that project, I got some experimental knowledge also. So finally, in my master's, I combined this knowledge. So my project is based on experimental plus DFT. So
Okay.
now I have applied those knowledge in this PhD work.
I see. So how was your master's research like? Was it an intensive master thesis where you were pushed to write a paper, or it was something which was more lenient as like normally we have in institutes in India where they are not running behind papers, especially in masters, I'm not talking about PhD in masters, and they have a much more relaxed format. When I talk about universities like the general universities, national universities in India.
As I told
So
you
how was
before,
it?
As I
Hmm.
told you before, I have done three different projects, and I also submitted the manuscripts of those projects to my supervisors. I think
I
it will be
see.
published within some 2 to 3 months, I think.
I see. That's really nice. So when you had your CV, you mentioned
Mm.
about these research projects and that your papers are submitted as a manuscript. Did it help? Uh, do you think it helps?
Mm, yes, absolutely. Since I didn't have any formal publications, at
Hmm.
the time my hands-on experience was the key to my success. Because
Okay.
I worked on a DFT in my bachelor's and in my first year work and my master's thesis helped me
Hmm.
to improve my technical skills and uh, this these skills helped me to get these positions, I think, even without published
Right.
paper.
So yes, I guess you're also right about this because normally a professor always looks how many skills you have rather than boasting about something that you don't know. Like
Mm.
students might have papers, but they still don't know what they have done, or they might have research projects, but they don't know what they have done. So anyone listening, please start working on your skills. As Murugesh also said, skills are the key to success, especially also it helps you in interviews, right? Did it help? Did the professor ask a lot about these things in the interview?
Yeah, in my interview, my professor asked me to explain my project. Uh, my interview is only based on my master's project and my previous year works only. I don't have
Okay.
any publications. First, if you are applying for some universities, you have to meet some admission requirements like IELTS, GRE, like that. But I don't have any published paper and
Mhm.
like these type of things. But I
Okay.
have my only skill is sorry.
I guess your
Uh,
only skill is the information and knowledge you knew. Exactly
yeah.
what the professor needed, right?
Mm-mm.
So that's a
Yes.
very good point that you have made because people say I mean, there are students who are not getting a position even after having IELTS and all the paper requirements. It is
Mm-mm.
mostly because they don't have the required knowledge and they are not working on their skill set,
Mm-mm.
right?
Yes, yes.
So it's a commendable example that even if you don't have these paperwork, you still can get a
Mm.
PhD, right?
Yes.
And that's a very good thing that you have mentioned. How I mean, how did you were able to shortlist the professor? Like, what did you do to shortlist professors, and how long was this process for you?
Um, actually, I applied to approximately 170 positions globally. Uh,
Oh, wow.
so, but uh, finally, I actually had two offers, one from South Korea and one from
Mhm,
Germany. Finally, I chose this
mhm,
position. Uh, when I started apply for PhD positions in different universities and in different countries, first I will check the university ranking, and then the
mhm,
professors. I will read some of the papers from the professors, and also
mhm.
I will do some background check of their group. Finally, I
Right.
will apply to them.
Right. That's a big number, I would say. I mean, people after applying to 50 universities, they say, "Oh, we are not getting something. We are not getting this. We are not getting this." Or they get one or two interviews and they say, "We gave one or two interviews. We don't get something. It means it's not for us." So, anyone listening, please hear this, that you have to apply rigorously, like the way he did. Do you know? I mean,
Actually,
do you just?
actually, it depends on the different peoples and their topics. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
for example, during my bachelor's project, some of my lab mates are applied for PhD position in different countries. They have
Mm-hmm.
applied to nearly 50 to 70 positions, and they got the PhD positions in good universities. But nowadays, everything's changed because of global conditions like the US
Right.
war, like that. Especially for Indians, most of the countries are rejecting the visa application, and this is the main problem for the students from India. So if you are going to
Right.
apply for the countries like US, UK, Ireland, and Canada, definitely
Mm-hmm.
even you get the PhD position, but you can't. It's you can't get the visa to go to that countries. So that is a problem nowadays.
Right. So actually, the major problem is they're not putting a lot of money right now into research. Okay.
Mm,
And there's a war going on. That's again a second issue. Because they have constraints over money in research, the professors are getting a lot more picky, and now they don't want to bet on someone who might not get a visa to reach to their lab. So
mm, mm,
that's why it's getting way more difficult to get a PhD, and you have to apply rigorously. And
mm,
how
mm.
long did this whole process took you? Like when did you start, especially in masters? When did you decide that you want to apply? That's first thing. And how long did it take for you to start this application process until you got an admit?
Um, While the active application phase was about 5 to 6 months for me, but the true
Mhm.
journey started 3 years ago. Every project, every lab session, and every internship I did during my degrees were building blocks. So you can't look the final months. It was years of
Okay.
preparation that made those 6 months of application successful. Because I have completed my master's in May 2025, and my
Hmm.
I have started to apply for PhD positions in June 2026. Sorry, 25. In
Hmm.
5 to 6 months, I got this position.
Oh, that's great. So you are saying that after you completed your master's, you started the application process, and it took you
Yes.
6 months to
Mm,
land an admit.
yes.
And
Yes.
especially to the viewers, He was actually preparing for building his CV for last 3 years. So anyone who thinks he got it in within 6 months and why we are not getting it, you also have to understand he has put in 3 years of hard work to build his CV. To do you have certifications and did you do anything extra that you think was helpful in building your CV for this admit?
Yeah, internships and workshops, summer school, and also I got participated
Hmm.
in different conferences and presented two papers in
Okay.
the conference. I think
Okay.
these things are helped me to get this position, I think.
So this means that the professor also looked at your research acumen. He
Mm.
saw that how good and active you are because that's what as a PhD we have to do. We have to do research, we have to be a part of conferences, we have to do workshops, upscale yourself, learn more codes. And did you start learning more codes? And I mean, were the previous ones are still continuing and helpful?
Yeah, yeah. In bachelor's, I know only one code. After that, I have learned different
Mm-hmm.
codes because you
Mm-hmm.
have to improve your skills and you need to
Mm-hmm.
gain a lot of knowledge. Then only you
Mm-hmm.
can compete with people who is coming from different countries and from different universities. Because I'm not coming from the
I
very
see.
big background, so you should learn a lot of
Mm-hmm.
things to compete uh, with the people who is coming from different countries.
I see. I see. And do you see a difference in the research process in India and Germany? Like you are there, you are in Germany since like 6 months, past 6 months, I guess.
No, no, no. I came. It's only 2 months, 1, 2 to 3 months, I think.
Oh, it's only two
Mm.
months. And
Mm.
so, next question is, how did you find Professor Oberhofer's group? And was it a cold email? You found him through a job portal or from academic transfer, Euraxis? How did you find him? Like, what was the process of getting to know him?
Actually, I'm a PhD student from Harald Oberhofer's group, but my supervisor is Professor Liang In Ku.
Okay,
She's a junior principal investigator in my group. So
okay,
I have applied through the university job portal. So I got this
okay.
position like that. If you are going to apply for a PhD position in different countries, uh,
Mm-hmm,
so you have to look. And a lot of websites are there, like your access,
mm-hmm,
and I have used different websites, and especially
okay,
for DFT and computation, for theoretical PhD positions, you can
mm-hmm,
check Psyche website, and also
okay,
you have to check the different posts from LinkedIn. I have used LinkedIn to connect with the different peoples.
mm-hmm.
It helped me to get this position, I think. My
I
professor
see.
posted this job in
Mhm.
LinkedIn, and I have applied to that. So I got
Okay.
this.
So you are saying that more than cold emails, you looked
Mm.
around different websites and job postings, and then you did application
Yes.
rather than bugging a lot of professors with if you have a position, rather than this, you put your energy into something where they are already having a job opening, right?
I can't say like that because I have applied to
Mm-hmm.
the PhD. I have applied for the PhD position like this, and also I have sent a lot of cold mails. But
I see.
it will be the more effective way to get the PhD positions because the most of the supervisors or professors won't check their emails frequently, and also they will get
Mm-hmm.
a lot of emails like a lot of PhD application through the email. So
Right.
they also have some other works. So it's difficult to get PhD position through the cold mail. If you're going to apply for PhD position, the job
Mm-hmm.
portal and also the job advertisements will be the direct PhD applications will be the good option for, I think. In my opinion, this will be the good option.
Right. I will add one point for the viewers
Mm.
that if you are applying through a job portal under a professor supervision, also email the professor that you have applied under his supervision through a job portal. This helps him to actually spot you in all those applications, right? So, this is one thing I also did, and I recommend students to do this. How is it in the lab right now? like elaborately a bit?
Uh, As I told you before, I have applied to a lot of positions in different countries and also in different universities. So
Mm-hmm.
actually had two offers, one from Korea and another one from University of Bayreuth. So finally, I chose this position. But in the end, I chose this university not just for the institution. I chose this university because of my supervisor, because I had read her research papers and was deeply impressed by her expertise in this field. Having a
Mm-hmm.
mentor whose work aligns with your interest and who has a strong track record is,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion, the most important factor for a PhD student. So that is the reason for choosing this university. And
I
now
see.
I like this lab environment, and also she will
Mm-hmm.
help me. I will discuss with my supervisor every day, so it will help me to improve my knowledge. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, it's very helpful if you can discuss like regularly with your supervisor or weekly at least. It keeps you
Mm-mm.
on track, right? You might feel motivated whenever you talk to her, right?
Yeah. Because if you have some doubts,
Mm-hmm.
you don't need to waste a lot of time on it. So
Mm-hmm.
if
Right.
you ask this question to your supervisor, uh, the supervisor will easily clear the doubts. So you don't need to
Right.
waste a lot of time in your initial period of PhD.
Right, I totally agree with you because we
Mm.
had this similar structure. I had co-supervisor and supervisor. So my
Mm,
co-supervisor was there for me every day, and
mm,
every other day we can have talk. And my supervisor weekly because we had a big pool of students. But
mm.
it was so helpful having them around. Like I felt so motivated every time I talked to them, right? So I
Yeah,
hope the same for you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
The next thing is, so I want to ask that when you reached Germany, what surprised you? How was it? The structure, the salary, the contract? What was different from India as compared to Germany?
Um, Being a PhD student in India, it's really a difficult thing because
Mm-hmm.
if you are going to do a PhD in the universities, like the institutes like IITs or IASC and good lab,
Mm-hmm.
because if you are
Mm-hmm.
going to if you are doing your PhD in the university
Like
which don't
state
have any,
universities.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, you are just saying universities other than
this
IITs and NITs who doesn't
ah
have a good
ah
funding opportunities. The lab is working in those labs are difficult, right? Because when you don't have
yes,
funds, you
yes.
don't have even equal opportunities to execute your
Mm-mm.
ideas, right?
Mm-mm. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay,
Ah.
I see. So the best part is the lab. Like they have a
Mm-mm.
lot of funds, and then
Mm.
it's very easy for you to work there.
Yes, yes. The lab environment. If you don't have any facilities, like if you are doing
Mm-hmm.
if you're working in experimental,
Mm-hmm.
you have to take a lot of characterizations, and you have to spend a lot of money in in this type of things.
Mm-hmm. Right, right. I totally agree with you. Yeah, that's one thing. It's very
Mm.
difficult. So when you move from from India to Germany, you are a salaried PhD, right?
Mm.
So do you think is that enough? Is that enough to spend your whole month? And are you able to save something?
Yeah, for me, it's more than enough because the Bayreuth is not expensive city, and my PhD salary is 50 percentage. So
Mm-hmm.
from that, I can save nearly 40 percentage per month. So it will
Okay,
be a good thing for me.
okay.
But if you are planning to come to Germany from India, uh, you need some money for your first month. It's
Mm-hmm.
nearly it depends on your accommodation and the city you are living. It will differ for each persons and in
I
different
see.
cities.
I see, I see. So yeah, Dresden, Bayreuth, these are places which are quite cheap, so you can
Mm.
save a lot more. as
Mm.
compared to Munich, Frankfurt. So it
Mm-mm.
matters a lot which city you are moving to, because then it changes the amount of money you will save and you will spend, both of this,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So, how much money a person should actually have before coming to Germany? Do you have some idea about this, or can you give an idea?
Uh, yeah, as I told you before, it will change for different persons and the country you are is the sorry the city who you are going to study. Uh,
Mhm.
because I generally you need nearly 2 to 3 lakhs for your initial
Okay,
stage. After that,
okay,
at the end of your first month, you will get your salary. So it won't be a
okay.
big problem for you.
I see. And how was the visa process when you applied for a Schengen visa? Was it a bit difficult? For example, for US, it's difficult to get a visa right now, or UK or Ireland. How about Schengen visa, the visa you get for Germany?
Germany is always welcomes Indians, so I
Hmm.
got this visa in short period of time. I think I got within 1 week or 10 days, so it's
Oh,
really a good thing for me. Uh,
okay.
but some of my friends and lab mates are from different countries. It took
Hmm.
nearly 6 months for them.
Okay, so you're saying if you are someone coming from India, it's quite easy to get a Schengen visa, right?
Yeah, for me, it's for PhD students, it's a researcher visa. Uh,
Okay.
It's not a student visa. If you can
Hmm.
submit your employment contract for that, so you can get the
Hmm.
visa easily.
Okay. And do you still remember your visa paperwork? Like, what were the important papers you needed?
In India, it's easy process because you have to apply through the VFS Global portal, and you can
Mm-hmm.
directly go to the visa office, and it will take nearly 2 to 3 hours. And after 1 week
Mm-hmm.
or 10 days, you will get your visa. For me,
I see.
it's a very easy process, and I got this
Mm-hmm.
in a short period of time. But I
Right.
don't know. Maybe it will change for different peoples. But I don't know about the others. For me, it took
Right.
only 10 days.
So yeah, for PhD, because we are already as a salaried people, it's easier, and it could just change from consulate, because based on your city, based on if they have slots like for you to for the interview slots, that's it. Like mostly that's
Mm.
the only issue,
If you are coming
right?
to Germany for masters, you need a block account, and you need
Yes.
nearly in 2026 you need nearly 14 lakhs for 1 year.
Okay.
You need
Yeah.
that money in your blocked account. So for a PhD
Mm-hmm.
student, you don't need any. You don't need you need to submit your work contract only.
I see.
Mm.
So it's really helpful. The whole podcast is very helpful in my opinion. I want you to give an advice to student if there's some mistake that they should avoid in their application based on your process and your experience.
Mm. Mistakes, I didn't make any mistakes, so I don't have any idea about this because
Okay.
uh, I have asked to a lot of peoples, so they
Hmm.
helped me a lot during my
Okay.
application, and so I don't have any idea about this.
So in your opinion, it really helps if you have someone to guide, right? Your
Mm-mm.
seniors or someone
Yeah,
else to
yeah.
guide, so
Mm.
that you can avoid those mistakes
Yeah, yeah.
or whatever process.
I already have some
Hmm.
friends in Germany. Uh,
Hmm.
they help me for the PhD application process also, and also for
Hmm.
visa process. I also
Hmm.
I will ask different questions to my friends, and they will help me. Uh,
Hmm.
Wait.
So someone mentoring you, someone helping you, a
Mm.
senior or some other person actually helps, because this the process can get confusing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If Was it similar for you, right? And
Mm.
one thing which I noticed, that you said you applied to a lot many countries. You were not focused only on Germany or only on Europe. So do you recommend others doing this? Because I have students saying I want to go to Germany, which I don't find is correct. So do you have the similar opinion that everyone you should apply to as many countries as possible?
For me, the country is not a matter. You have to choose good
Mm-hmm.
lab, and
Mm-hmm.
you need a good professor, and
Mm-hmm.
also the living conditions in that country. This is the
Mm-hmm.
important thing, I think. But
Okay.
for me, the country is not a matter.
I think you made a very good point because everyone should look at these parameters rather than being fixated that I want to go to this country or that country. And before we conclude, I
Mm.
have a very important question, which is what would you tell a master student right now who wants to do a PhD in Europe or maybe a computational chemistry in Europe, what they should be doing today? Yeah.
Mm. If you are a bachelor's or master student, you have to build your CV and gain a lot of knowledge in your field. And for
Mm-hmm.
example, we can take this like that, take it like choosing a restaurant. For if you are going to choose, if you're going to if you're going for some restaurant, first you will look for the quality and the value and some other reasons also. Like that, the professor also, if some professor want to hire you, you
Mm-hmm.
must give them some reason to choose you. So you need
Mm-hmm.
something to prove yourself. Like if your
Mm-hmm.
grades aren't perfect, focus on your project. If you don't have any
Mm-hmm.
publication, focus on your technical skills or internships. So you must
Right.
build a brand for yourself. That shows you are a capable person for doing for this role.
I see, I see. Yeah, you
Mm.
said the most important part for application process. That's what a deal breaker is, right?
Mm.
So to conclude for everyone, you can get a PhD in Europe or maybe any other country, you have to apply rigorously. You have to be ready for all the skill set to develop because, and it's not a short journey like I'll apply in 1 month, 2 months, 5 months, I'll get something. He did this and he did so much of work for the last 3 years so that within 6 months of application, he got a professor. Applied rigorously, 170 plus professors. Again, very important that you don't stop in the middle. Please be connected to someone who can help you, who can guide you because it is a confusing process. It could take you a lot more time if you are not in contact with someone. And last thing is, once you are there, a life changes. If I'm right, Murugesh, right?
Mm. Yes, yes. It's
Right.
my life is completely changed after coming to Germany.
And it will change again. You will feel the real changes once you go back to India, maybe the end of
Mm.
the year or next year, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
people will change, things changes for you, and you will develop personally also,
yeah, yeah.
right?
Mm.
So thank you so much, Murugesh, for such a informative podcast. I learned so many things. I understood a few things that I didn't do it back at the time, but maybe for people who are mentoring, the people who are watching this video, or even if my life further, this will be very helpful for me also. Thank you so much for the podcast. And I'll sign off. So everyone else who is watching, please subscribe to the channel for more podcasts, and we'll keep bringing other people who will share their journey. Thank you.
And thank you for inviting me this to this podcast.
Most welcome.